let's just wait for another few minutes for everyone else to join. Hi, Harshit.
Hi, Sisu.
Hi, Yuri.
I wonder if we use this is using our server, right?
This is not using our server.
Not this is we paying
This
Jitsi,
is
right?
using our app, but not using our server.
Oh, so the bandwidth calculation will go through the Jitsi, right?
Right. That's right.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, thanks guys for joining. I think Wish should be joining in another 1 or 2 minutes, and then let's start, right? So this is being live streamed, so to YouTube. So the idea is like as soon as this finishes this stand up, I will also be having this knowledge sharing session with Sushant. So that will be recorded so that we can have it for reference later, just in case. Yeah. So let's just wait for 1 or 2 more minutes and then we'll start. Okay. I think everyone has joined, I suppose, right? By now. You can turn off your video if you don't want to, right? And okay, so let me start with my side. Okay, on my side, basically there are a few things that I'm doing. One is I'm looking at the live streaming API. So I'm looking at adding that live streaming, because right now what happens is when we try to do live streaming, um, when we try to do live streaming from our app, there is a place where you have to click and say this is stop. But if you say start, you have to put in this ID of the live stream that you have created. And once you have added the ID here, whatever video you are having from your audio or video from your um, conference will start going to YouTube, that stream that you've created. And then you have to go to the YouTube and make the stream live, right? So there are two steps. One is putting in, three steps: creating a stream in the YouTube side, adding the ID of the stream in the app, and then putting the stream to be live, right? So these three steps, there is an equivalent API call. So I have already found out what the equivalent API calls are, and I'm now going to add the functionality for that into our resources API, so that our both our web and mobile apps, um, they can then not require the user to do these three manual steps that presently are required, and do instead that by API call. So once that starts working, we could also do things like just a recording without any conference, for your personal purposes, right? Those kind of stuff. So once that is there, that would be okay. Then the other thing I was looking at was the notifications. So notifications, as I have added in the older version of the library, and because there is a newer version of React and an older version of library, so the documentations are again not compatible. So there's a lot of like trial and error to get it to configure. So it's almost configured, and I was able to get, and all the issues are on iOS side only, it seems. I'm not so sure whether the Android side has the similar issues, but like later on when we try to do the same thing on Android side, we'll get to know. So essentially it's React Native. So whatever I'm doing should, except for the configuration part, should be similar. So there's some configuration still left. for notifications. So I'll continue working on that as the higher priority because notifications are higher priority. Yeah, and that's all on my side. Then I'll also be having one small session with Sushant later to walk through some of the code uh, and look at some of the bugs in context of the code, so that introduction to like which part of functionalities are where could be given, right? So that I'll do after this call, at the end of this call. So that's all from my side. Um, Harshit, you can go ahead. Harshit. Harshit, I think he's having some technical difficulty. So maybe Ashul, you could go ahead first. So for your side, right? Basically, one of the questions I have is because you're coming back to this project after a while, are you comfortable with the code base, or do you think that lot has changed since then?
Uh, no, I don't think that a lot has changed. I'm pretty much comfortable, not so much of a difficulty as of now. But I just see something of real like new React hooks and some other subscriptions and all. But yeah, I'm not that amazed by that, so I can manage that. That is not a big problem.
Okay, so then that's great. So Ashul, you can go
Yeah.
ahead.
I was assigned two tasks, and one of them was privatization of the topic. So I
Yeah,
just picked that up first, but
yeah,
then I remembered that I have to fix the bug for creating of the group, and that was not appearing on the chats.
right,
I have moved to that, and I have fixed that bug. So I believe it would work fine now. But if you guys face any problem, any issue in that thing, creation of group, and it was not appearing on the chat, and also that kind of bug I have fixed now. So it was working fine,
okay,
and now I'll work on the privatization of the topic, continue working on the privatization of the topic, and would
okay,
do that.
awesome. That's great. Yeah, then Harshit, you could go ahead.
Hey guys, am I audible now?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah, so I have pushed the first draft for the user group invite,
Awesome.
and I was like updating the template. Like I was designing a new template for a group invite. So
Great,
yeah, I will push that today, and then I think it should be working
great,
because
great.
it's end-to-end feature. So
So sorry. Group invite, Sisha.
so
So,
like the which we were talking that so that we can invite the non-learned users to join the group.
Ah, okay.
So the flow will be like
yeah. So basically, you need.
so
Yeah,
the admin will find a tab for the invite to user. Then he will be able to invite. He will be able to add the emails. Currently, I have not put the like upper limit. Like you said, there should be an upper limit of 30, but I haven't put any
no, no,
limit.
no. There's no upper limit. There's no upper limit.
Okay, like we were talking
There's no
about
upper
it.
limit. So don't add any upper limit.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So
So
you'll you'll
we'll
get
just where the system starts breaking, and we'll find out the solution for that.
okay.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to add the emails, and then the invitation will be sent to the
Okay.
user.
Great, great. That's great. Okay, so Sushant, I think you're just getting familiar with the code, and that's the most difficult part. So,
Okay.
you have anything to say right now, or we could have a knowledge sharing session later on?
Yeah, we can have the knowledge sharing part. Hello.
Okay, sure. So, okay. So, okay. So before we go ahead with that, Yuri, do you have anything to share?
Yeah, so on my side, Shiv, you had requested to update the website so that we can bring over the points for the benefits for the the Toastmasters Club. So I will review the points given, and I will try to update the front end website based on that.
Yeah.
Right. The only thing I want is I got a note from UD saying he would like to rephrase some of the stuff. Is that still valid, UD?
Yeah, that's I send the rephrase part. But we can discuss if you think that is. I mean, you can always update that easily, right?
That should be
But I think
fairly.
the most important.
Yeah, I think you should be able to fairly update that. But again, I mean, you don't want to do that too many times at this point. So if you're comfortable with that, let me review it, and if there's any
Yeah,
clarifications, I can
I'm
check.
comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with that.
Okay, cool.
I mean, just check my latest rephrase that I sent to yesterday or 2 days ago. Yeah,
Okay, got it.
yeah.
That's
And
it from my side.
I think we also need to move the WordPress that teacher created as a separate WordPress into the staging to save costs. Right. We may need a session for that, or I'm not sure.
So
But
yeah, we could probably discuss that separately.
Sure.
And yeah, if you want, you can pick that up, Yuri. So yeah.
yeah, I may need some little pointers like where's the location of the WordPress being hosted, and I believe it's just like a normal PHP hosting that
Yeah,
actually
it's
moves
just
the
Learncool.
file. And
So learncool.xg is our www.learncool.sg, and learncool.sg is our WordPress server. App.learncool.xg is our production, and stg.learncool.sg is our staging. So we have 3 servers mainly. So
I mean, from the perspective of the infrastructure on how I access those.
oh, it's the same. You are added to all the servers, so you should be just able to do SSH and go in.
Okay, I'll find it out more.
Yeah. So that should be fine. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So for us, just because this is the last week before your exams start, I think what we should be looking at is basically yeah, those things which are in the priority, to do priority. Those are the things that we should be looking at this week. Yeah, and we should try to cover up as much as possible in this week. Yeah, but those big tasks may not be fully complete by this week. But the idea of working on those things is to get familiar with the code. But the bug fixes must be complete. All the bugs which are assigned, we should try to fix them by this week itself. Yeah. So that's all.
One point which I forgot to mention is this SSL, right? So SSL has been updated for prod, but I mentioned a problem with the staging. Is that something you already had a look at?
No, man, I did not look at that.
Okay, no worries. There is. I will remind you again, but there's. I have tried it. The same steps. It works on prod, but staging there is some issue.
Yeah, as long as production is fine, then we should not be too much worried. But yeah, let's fix it before 11th. When that's,
yeah, before 11th, I will put a reminder.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah. Okay, that's great. So guys, let's have similar stand up tomorrow at the same time, because I think a lot of us have that that exams coming up and college time in the daytime. So especially for this week, next month we will continue back at the morning time. And Sushant, you can stay back, and rest you can actually drop off now. Yeah, and we'll catch up again tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers, guys.
Okay. So Sushant, what I would suggest is let's look at maybe you could share your screen, Sushant, and you have the thing on the left side of the hand, which is share your screen. You click on that.
Okay. Yes.
I should stop sharing.
Are
Yeah,
you able to see?
so I can see your screen now.
Okay. So
I am able to see your screen. Yeah. So so the next thing is, yeah, so you are in this, right? Okay, great. So what we will do is, can you open up Slack tab and go to the first bug which is assigned to you? Go to to-do priority. Not go to to-do, go to to-do priority. And in this, just see the first one which is assigned to you.
289, right?
No, this one is the bigger task, right? From the bug perspective, if you just go up a little bit, I think it's right at the top here. Oh yeah, sharing. Oh yeah, this one, right? Yeah, this is one of them. And then there is this other thing. If you see the, just go to the top, top. Very okay. Is this yeah? So this Sushant, this one, right? 262. Even though it says HM inside there, on top it says your name, right? So so right now this adding topic is tough. Let's just see this one. Adding topic is tough because the button is blocked by browser's back over navigation. So let's just go to the app itself, right? The website. Not the code, but the website itself, like staging dot learnpool.sg.
Staging.
stg stg.learnpool.sg. So whenever you do a commit to staging branch in the GitHub, in the Git Bitbucket, it actually automatically deploys over here, right?
Right.
So yeah, so if you see here, right, you see the bottom, there is this button saying create a new topic or playlist, right? So
Okay.
if you click on that, then you type in a topic, any topic. It's staging, you can just put anything there, right? And then any description, and then you try to put in a background color. So what happens is that, especially on the mobile, because it takes so much space, it doesn't work out so well. And then especially now you want to go to the next one, it's very difficult to go to the next one. Actually, you can still click here on the desktop, but on other places it's even more difficult. Like on the mobile, it just doesn't work at all. So just go to
Maybe go to the inspect view. Inspect. Go
yeah,
to
inspect
the mobile view.
yeah, mobile view. And there it would be very clear that yeah, it doesn't work very well. So just go to the top and then click on the first color button. Yeah, so you see, oh, how come it's like that? Oh, it's because of the Safari. So usually the issue is because of Safari. So basically it works okay on Chrome. It doesn't work okay on Safari. So
Yeah,
what we
yeah, it may be a problem of parser.
yeah, so what happens on
Hello.
Safari? Hi. The error, actually this
Yeah, it
error,
may be a problem of WebKit.
yeah, this error on the right side, Sushant, that can be ignored because that's in the console, this error saying that icon is not correct size, that can be ignored. But but the bigger issue is basically on the mobile, not on Chrome, but on Safari. What happens is that this block actually overlays on top of the next question, and therefore it hides it. And that it doesn't happen on Chrome is fine, but if there was a better picker for this, then that would be great. So that is the first thing that probably we want to do. So
I think if we able to if we able to click outside the white color and then collapse back the picker, then that will help, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
so because
but here it is
this
not
thing takes,
working.
yeah,
When I click on
No,
this,
you that's why it's not designed to be able to collapse.
right.
ah, right, yeah, it doesn't work very well on the mobile, on my Safari as well. So what we want, Sushant, is first we want to find out a color picker which works well on mobile. So let's just go to Google
Okay.
and look for some React color picker for mobile friendly React color picker. Uh, yeah, maybe that will be mobile friendly only. So maybe yeah, this one, the second one maybe, or the first one. Anything is fine. Anything is fine. Yeah. Let's just see that one. Um, okay, so
I think
this one looks like it's pretty big. So we want something much simpler. Like this one looks nice. Like those smaller ones which just have some colors inside them.
this
Like
one,
like
right?
the Twitter look feel is very nice. The block look feel is very nice. The circle look feel is very nice. GitHub look feel is very nice. But the one which we have right now is not very nice. So we just take this component. This component looks nice.
Okay, so right now
So
we are using this particular, right?
let I guess, are we using this component only? Is it this component that we are using, React Color? If it is, then we could just change the look and feel, right? I guess it has different look and feel available inside. So if that's the case, right, let's just look at our package JSON and see what's the name of the package that we are having here. React Color Picker. It's React Color
Yeah,
Picker.
yeah, we are using this.
React Color. Oh, we are using React Color. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So then, okay. So this page itself, Sushant, if you just go back to the lessons page on the app, then this page is basically our assorted topics page. Assorted topics page. So just go to your code base. Go to your code base
Hmm.
in VS Code, yeah, and inside the source folder, right? Go inside the source folder, and inside that in the components folder. Then there is this folder called taxonomy. So all things related to self-study are inside this taxonomy folder, right? And the particular one which is for topics is actually this assorted topics. The second one from top, that's the one which is being shown over there. This thing you can find out from the root container itself, like which component. So, but this is the one. So you see React Color is being used here, Sketch Picker. So maybe there are different pickers available and we can just replace the picker here.
Yeah,
Yeah. Let's see the documentation there.
yeah, GitHub picker is there.
There is a GitHub picker. Awesome.
Okay.
GitHub picker looks quite.
Hello.
If we go back to that page, there are a few options, right? I think GitHub picker is quite nice. And what about Twitter? Twitter picker looks quite nice. Actually.
Yeah, we have an option of XLSM on there.
Yeah, Twitter picker looks nice. So let's pick up the Twitter picker. Yeah, and then wherever we were using Sketch Picker, let's replace it with Twitter Picker.
Yeah, done.
Done. Awesome. So let's test it out.
Okay, let me find. Yeah, this is the first one, and
Yeah, there must be two, right? Two of
yeah,
them.
this is the second one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, awesome. So let's save and the page, and then let's go see. Oh yeah, Jan started. Right?
I think it takes some time.
Just 2 minutes. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Just 2 minutes.
पैनों का है। कैफे जाओ तो बता, अकेले जाओ।
Yeah. Is it loading?
Yeah, is it loading right now?
Uh, oh yeah, it must be doing the all the SAS and all those things.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we are using Gulp here, right?
Sorry.
We are using the Gulp for building the
Yeah,
deck.
you're using that. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought we're using Webpack, Caesar.
Yeah, Webpack and Webpack uses Gulp for those CSS things.
Okay.
Gulp has been
Seamless. Okay.
Gulp has been set up by Santosh, so he just set it up. We just used it. So yeah, I think all the lot of stuff gets compiled by Gulp. Yeah.
Okay, right.
Try to view it using the mobile view. Try to view it using the mobile view.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, let's do it with the mic. That would be better.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we are in the mobile
And
mode
then
now.
let's go to you'll have to log in first. You'll have to log in first.
Okay,
Then only you will see that option for adding topic.
sure.
Is Chrome able to simulate iPhone
Yeah,
mobile
Only
view like a Safari?
No,
the
yeah, we have
website.
an option for the iPhone models here. So
No, but it won't. It would be just the size, but the rendering will be still Chrome rendering.
yeah,
Oh,
is
it's
there-
Chrome rendering. It's not a Safari
yeah,
rendering, right?
right.
There are websites which allow you to like do simulation of different browsers, but
Yeah.
like
There is a site browser stack.
browser, yeah. So browser stack could be potentially one place where we could look at the Safari's rendering.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I have an account for that. I get from the GitHub student pack. We can use that particular account.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I
That's
have
great.
an account for.
That's
browser
great.
stack. Yeah.
Okay, that'll be really good.
Yeah, looks look fine.
Yeah, this looks better. Yeah.
Is it
Uh,
clickable outside? Is it when you click outside? Is it collapse?
No, it's not collapsing.
Yeah. So
Oh,
this is
it
something
doesn't
that
collapse.
probably is configurable. I guess, Sushant. Maybe there is some configuration to say that if anything outside is
What about if you click the topic name again? Will it collapse? Topic name?
No, not
Oh
collapse.
no. Okay. I thought.
Okay, let me check the documentation.
Yeah.
If there's some
we can
option,
check the documentation. Yeah. So
So
this is
just imagine in the Safari, the bottom and the top, because I'm testing on the staging, I cannot test on the app, right? So in Safari, on the bottom and the top is always address bar and the navigation back button overlay. So that overlay is hiding the add button down there in Safari. It's
So-
totally hiding, just
Okay.
like in the screenshot. You can check the screenshot in the Slack.
okay,
okay. Okay.
this is one, right?
So,
Yeah.
Okay,
You see
Yeah.
the add button, you cannot see that. That's what happened. Because there's overlay on the top and bottom is always there in the Safari.
right. Right. So, so I guess with this taking lesser space, there will be place to, and probably we find out a way to like just tap outside to close it or something like that. If that is possible, then that'd be great. Yeah. So, Sushant, you could have a look at that later, right?
okay, sure.
Okay. So, but this Twitter one looks quite nice. It takes much lesser space, is much cleaner, and all those things. Yeah.
Much better this year because you don't have to choose between the 16 million colors.
Yeah,
Between thousands of yeah. I mean, this makes the colors standard, right? People won't be. I mean, yeah, there is a additional option, but at least that is like power user, and most of the user will just put in something from these options. Yeah, so that's good. Okay. Overall, I think it's a very good improvement. So now let's look at the second bug that we are having assigned to you, Sushant. And that would probably also give you introduction to some other part of the app, right? So let's just look at the second bug. Sharing link does not work. right? Wrong
Right.
link is copied. So this itself is basically this page which shows the okay. Can you click on the first image? The first image here on the left side. This one, the one with the yellow marker there.
This one.
Yeah, this is the chat page. Yeah, this is the chat page. So let's just go to the code.
Mm.
Yeah, and then look, scroll down and look for chat80 chat.js. I think.
And which folder? Taxonomy
And
or
outside, just like that, outside, it's just outside every folder, like just below taxonomy, you will see in the component folder.
okay.
The component folder, there will be something called chat, I think. Yeah, uh,
Chat
yeah,
JS.
yeah, chat.js. Yeah. So, yeah. So over here, there should be some place for sharing a drop-down list and sharing user plus. I guess no, not user. Share to share to. You see this share to thing here on the
Where?
line number 40. On
40.
the line number 40, you see share to written. So
Yeah.
this component, this icon is the one which clicking causes the share to happen. So let's search for that share to where it is.
Yeah, this is the first one.
Yeah. So this is the item, right? This is the drop down item. So on click, it activates the sharing modal. Just go to activate share. This.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Activate share, right? Set state share. Uh, uh, not share. If not share, then this state set state share. Copy this return true. Activate share. This set state. If not share, then set state share. Yeah, that's fine. No. Okay, and otherwise it sets the status share. Okay, so this state is being used, right? Then just look for state.share, right? On this page somewhere, state.share.
Mm.
Somewhere state.share must be being used to
So inside this particular container, we don't have any state parameter here. Share parameter.
yeah. So uh, so on this page, the activate share is being called to change the state, and particularly it changes the state of share. I don't know, the logic looks a little bit funny, but uh, at least it is using that. So just search for the use of that state, share state, like then somewhere it should be this dot state dot share.
Mm.
This dot state dot share must be being used in the render function somewhere. I suppose.
Okay, so what is the use of this particular function that is activate share?
So it just sets the state. So as soon as you set the state, right, that model will become visible.
Okay, which model? So is there available in the screenshot?
Model. So
So
you just yeah, you see the next screenshot. You just
okay,
see the next screenshot.
this model.
This model comes up. Yeah. So
Okay,
this model comes up. So it becomes visible only once the state is changed from um, visible to not visible sort of stuff, right? So
this.
then you
So
just look at that model itself. We basically are trying to find out that model. So you just search on this page.
hmm, Okay.
And then what
Just
happens
search.
is,
Just search. Share this resource.
Where?
Search the
on this,
sentence. Share this resource
Where I need to search? In this
in this
code
page,
base.
in this page.
in this file.
Okay. What is the name?
See the message box just now in the screenshot.
Share this resource, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the place, right? So this is the model basically. So and what happens is the copying of the link or
You see
wherever
that
the
the
link,
this dot state dot share and right.
yeah, this is the state.
Yeah. Yeah, it's checking that this value is true, then this model will render. Right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Correct.
a shorthand in the React. People sometimes people do that a lot.
Yeah. So okay. So let's just look at this, right? Where the click copy happens, right? And then that's where the issue is basically. Somewhere where the copy image is being shown, and then the copy is done. Like if you just go to the, okay, let's just try this out on the app itself. Just go to the website, the
Okay.
local site or the staging site,
Okay. Sure.
so that kind of to get a context, right? So if you go to the chat, my groups page, go to the my groups page on the bottom,
Mm.
and then go to anything. Yeah, just go inside this one single user group, right? Um, yeah, and then click on share on the right side. Oh, this is not the menu, but yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah. So when you click on copy here or Twitter there, yeah.
Where?
So no, click on copy, click on share, and then click on copy. Copy the first thing,
Yeah, it's
link
copy.
copy, yeah, and then paste that link somewhere. So the problem is that this post slash slash, right? It should have been
Single slash.
post slash learncool.sg slash that. So that did not come out correctly.
Okay, so why it is double slash here?
Yeah, so that's where there is an empty string coming there. What
Okay.
it should be instead is learncool.sg post slash learncool.sg slash ck30bb. Um, and also very strange that there is no HTTP here, but that might be just this thing.
No, it's HTTP, but Chrome it's not showing that.
It's not showing that.
Yeah. If I simply
Yeah,
paste
just,
here, it's HTTP. You can see.
okay, great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so let's go back to that page, right? And let's try to look at where is that URL being copied itself. Like it must be showing all these icons, right? The copy icon, the Facebook share icon, the Twitter icon. So
Okay,
we want to find out on that page where are these icons being shown, and on click of that, what happens. Yeah?
this is inside the ref.
I think it's inside the model ahead on top. I think somewhere there. Okay, yeah, maybe could be this one also.
This one, right?
No, that is login model. That is a different model. Yeah. Yes, that is a different model. No, I was saying in the code itself, we could just go inside and see. No, inside this, we could just look for the place where copy icon is being shown. So just go down a little bit. Just go down a little bit. I guess this is the header, and then inside there should be something. Just go down a
GraphQL.
little bit. A GraphQL query, right? And then after the query, then it shows copy to clipboard. Yeah. So copy to clipboard, right? This dot share URL Um, correct. Yeah. So basically, this extract root domain is going wrong. This is because of the Solr. It's because of the Solr, basically. So can we just hard code this domain to learncool.sg? Just take this extract root domain. There's a reason why there was this thing before, because we were having two websites, learncool.in and learncool.sg. But now we just have learncool.sg. So I guess we can just hard to
Hello.
learncool.sg. That this dot extract root domain from data user feed resource website. This can be just replaced with a string.
Okay.
That string can be learncool.sg. No, not this. Just learncool.sg. Okay. So and then there is something still wrong here, because data user feed dot resource. I think. Can you do undo, Sushant? Because I think this one just undo the whole thing, and before the commenting happened. Okay. So okay, I understand. So then, right, this data user feed dot resource, right, could also be commented. Just redo everything, whatever you did first earlier, and then redo everything, and then you also comment out data dot user feed dot resource. Right?
Okay.
Okay, so with this, let's see what happens. Yeah. Uh, shit. Yes. Yeah. I think this. Yeah, correct. But you still need to put a comma somewhere after the comment. Okay. So then just refresh the page and see what URL it copies now. And then paste it somewhere. Yeah. Enter. I think the port number is not correct. Port should be 3000. Yeah. Okay, so came out correct. Yeah, so that should fix the issue. So let's look at one last bug, one more bug at least, even if it's not assigned to you, to kind of give you exposure to one more area of the code somewhere, right? So let's just go back to Slack. Go back to Slack, and let's see the bugs in To-Do. Right. So can you scroll up a little bit? Yeah, this one might be a little bit complicated. Let's look at the 294. Yeah, maybe this will not give you much of exposure to code. Let's just go back up a little bit. So sure, yeah, that's already prioritized. Then link, just go up a little bit further. There's nothing new shown. Okay, channel share poster. We looks strange. I think we don't use key. Just go back a little bit. Okay, let's look at this one. Yeah,
This one.
it is presently assigned a sort of to Harshit, but it has not been prioritized for Harshit. Right? So UD just put it as Harshit. you can share it, right click on it, right click on, not that, but right click on the left side. Oh yeah, that one, yeah, that one. On the right side, the dot, can you click on that? Yeah. And click on, oh, there is this right arrow key, right? The right arrow key on the
This
left
one.
side of the screen. Yeah, this one. Can you click on that? And can you put channel to do priority? To do priority. To do priority. And then put in a message at the rate Sushant. Yeah, just that. And just share. Right? So now this is kind of assigned to you on the priority, right? So let's go back to do priority and look at the last one, which has been assigned to you. So this one, what happens is that yeah, let's just go to that particular thing. Let's go to the website. Yeah, so this is a slightly more complicated part. So let's go to the website. Okay, and then let's go to self-study.
Where?
Self-study on the bottom, yeah, bottom left, you see the self-study. Yeah, in the self-study, let's go to, this is app. Let's go to staging.
Yeah. Where?
Staging. Oh, this is staging. Yeah, this is staging. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. So let's just go inside any one of the topics, like test topic maybe, or IP. Yeah. So just add a lesson here. And can you change it to the?
Hello.
Yeah. Can you change it to mobile view,
Yeah.
Sushant? Yeah. Now you just put in some text for title and description.
Okay.
And then just put something for this. Okay. And then just click next. I think we'll have to type in a little bit more in the title. There's some rule for small titles. Okay, now should be okay. Yeah. Yeah, just continue this on the left side. Just press play, yeah, and then click next again. Or you could put some there or something on the. Can you click back and just go back to? No, press play. Press play. I think that debugger. I don't know why there's stuff. Just go back to step 1.
Okay.
Okay, click. Okay.
Step 1, right?
No, step 2. Step 2. Go to step 2. Yeah. Yeah. And then in the step 2, can you put in something there, like some title, some description? Okay. And next, can you click back in step 1? Sorry.
Again, back to step 2.
Yeah. Just click back.
Okay.
Click back again. No, back. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, step 1. Can you put something in step 1 as well? And then next.
Then
Keep pressing next. It seems that there are lots of steps that have been added. I don't know why. By mistake, I guess the add step has been clicked a few times. So that is caused 7 or 8 steps to be added to it. So just click submit. Select the topic or something like that, and yeah, that's it. Just click next. I think everything is there. Just submit. Yeah. Okay. So the issue, I think that Yuri, yeah, this thing is another bug. I think this one we can ask. You could also look at it. Yeah, that will take some time. So then just refresh this page. Just go back.
I have to refresh.
Yeah, just refresh the page. or rather you just click on back button. Yeah, that should be fine. So that new thing that you created is there. Facebook, Apple, Google, right? Just click on that. Listen. Yeah. And Yuri, you would be more familiar, right? Can you click on edit for this, Sushant?
This one.
Yeah, just click there and then click edit.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. Then can you scroll down a little bit?
There's no scroll right.
Yeah. Is there the actual thing below? No. I think you clicked on edit for the step. Can you go back? Instead of edit for the step, right? Could you click on edit for the dot on top? The dot on top, and then
Edit.
click edit. Yeah. Yeah. Can you scroll down? Okay. Scroll down. Yeah. So I think the issue happens sometimes that Yuri has screenshotted is that sometimes this layout breaks on the preview page. Yeah. Just go to the next on the edit portion on top. Next, and the next. Okay. Yeah, and just scroll down now. Yeah, I think this is where Yuri says the screen breaks. So now you see over here, there is something wrong with the CSS here. So the thing in the bottom right is actually your lesson. On the top is the editor, and they have kind of like started overlapping. You just scroll up a little bit. You scroll up.
Scroll up, right?
So you see this thing. Yeah, a little bit. You scroll down. Scroll down. Yeah, so at the place where this HKHJ thing is there, right?
This
Then
one.
below that, you see, yeah, the place where, no, let me just say, where Facebook, Apple, Google is written. Can you scroll up a little bit from there? Scroll up a little bit from there. Yeah, so you see, this thing and this thing are actually now not having a clear border between them.
There should be some space in between.
Yeah. So what has happened is that the dialog box on top has the lesson actually overlaid on top. And suppose if there were like 10 steps inside there, probably that'll be more apparent, right? So this is the issue that Yuri has raised, and
Okay.
this would be a little bit tough to fix. And what I can help with is I can tell you which page is this.
Okay. On mobile,
Um,
I think it looks fine.
in the mobile view.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but when Yuri took the screenshot, it did not come out correct on his phone. Okay, so this is not a major issue. Let's just leave this issue behind. Unless you can figure it out. Yeah,
It may
not,
be an issue of CSS. We have to.
something wrong on the CSS side basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also let's just for understanding part, right? Let's just look at where is this code located.
Okay.
So you see on top post lesson. Post lesson is the URL, right? Post lesson,
This
and
one.
then this ID, post lesson ID. Right? So let's just go to root container in the code. Root container in the code in the container folder in source. Inside source, there's a container folder, just like component. There's a container folder, root container. Yeah, and then you search for /post/lesson. /post/lesson. Yeah, I guess this is the one. This one /post domain ID. I think this is the one which is being used there. So you just go to user object. No, go to the post. Go to post. So click on post. So it will take you to the post component. So which is being used to display that. Okay. I think command click will take you there.
Okay, okay, okay.
Command click will take you to the post.
Okay, post.
Or post. Yeah, there should be, or otherwise you can go to components. Go to components folder.
Hmm.
And in components, there should be, just scroll down, there should be a post.js. So this is actually a pretty important page. Right? So the page that you were seeing there is actually this page. But in this page, if you search for user-generated content, just search for user-generated content. Content.
Is there any space between?
Yeah, this should be the one. User, wait, can you scroll down a little bit on the left side? On the left side, the name of the files on the left side. Can you just scroll it? No, on the left side, those yellow icons, right? Can you scroll a little bit more?
Where?
Scroll a little bit more. Scroll a little bit more on the file names. Just
Okay.
scroll a little bit till you reach U. Yeah. User created post. Yeah. Can you search for user created post? Can you search for user created post? Oh, yeah. Now I know. This thing has something called feed items. Sorry, I forgot. Feed items. Search for feed items. Yeah. So there's this component called feed item. So you just go into the feed item component.
I try to press the control and click, it will not taking me up to the component.
Then just go to feed items on the left side. Left side in components, just
Okay.
look for feed items.js. To S, feed items.js. Yeah, just click on that, and then search for user created content. Okay. I think, yeah, I guess that's the one, user created. Yeah, post, user created post. I guess user created post. You can just search for that. Yeah, so that's over here. And then basically what I was trying to say is that one page is actually shown at many places, and the structure of that page is that it has post.js calling feed-item.js, which is then calling user created post, and most of the logic is in user created post. So yeah, so that's just to give a little bit of idea of that code. And if you just go to the left side and you just scroll down a little bit, you'll see user created post.js at the bottom.
This one.
Yeah. Yeah. So so basically these three files, post.js, feed.items.js, and then finally user created post.js, have the logic for all these pages. Pages like training page, pages like schedule page for the groups, pages like lessons. All these are post.js calling feed-item.js, calling user created post.js. All three of these, right? So yeah. So if there's anything related to these pages, then this is where you'll have to come back. So that's all from my side. You also have, let's look at the last thing which you have for chat. You want to create child chats, right? Children chats, right? Basically, right now there is only one hierarchical level of chat. So you want to create multiple levels of chat, right? So this chat itself is in the page chat.js. It is also there in post.js. Oh, sorry. So chat.js and post.js. And the creation itself, the creation logic, if you go to the website, and then go to my groups and click on create learning group. Yeah. So you see this slash create squad. So basically you have to actually modify this thing such that it's available within a chat somewhere to create children chats, right? And in the last step where the create happens for this, you want to change the kind of that chat. So this itself would mean if you look at if you just go to api.learncool.sg, api.learncool.sg, or go to api-stg.learncool.sg /GraphQL. So over here, let's just put a starting bracket, curly bracket, and put something called user feed, all user feed, all small a, small or a, all user feeds, and then circular bracket, circular bracket, um, circular bracket, yeah, and then filter, colon, curly bracket, kind, kind in, okay, actually we don't know what to put there. So okay, so let's I also forgot kind. You can remove this whole filter. No, don't remove the filter. Just put, instead of kind, right, put name. Name contains name. Name contains underscore. Post title contains
Okay, I have to write name.
post. No, type post title. Post title. Post title underscore contains, right, and colon and double quotes, and then put learn cool, double quotes, colon and double quotes, learn cool, yeah, and then starting bracket after the curly, after the circle bracket, put a curly bracket and put ID, post title, post title, post title, post title, post title, and post text, and then squad, then curly brackets after squad, and then put ID, yeah, ID and members, yeah, and curly bracket, and then ID, and then name, yeah, and then in the user feed after post text, after the comma, before squad, can you put kind, K-I-N-D, kind, and subkind,
And
S-U-B, subkind,
okay.
subkind, right? And that's it. You just do a query now. So you see this thing, it is the kind is learning squad, and subkind is empty. Subkind is empty, and then this squad has this ID as this, and the members as these people, right? So what we want is when we create a chat, which is a child chat of a given chat, we want the sub kind to be like child squad. Subkind, we can just set it as child squad, and then we should keep a parent squad ID or parent squad index. So what that means is that you'll have to change data API to introduce more feeds.
Okay.
So that's why I think that this one will be a little bit involved. What I would also suggest is that you could also discuss either with Ashul, with Harshit, or with me tomorrow again, right? So if, in fact, I'll just go to Bitbucket, because you have to change schema, right? So how to change the schema, I can let you know, right?
Okay.
Just go to Bitbucket. Or do you have Learning Data API already downloaded to your computer?
No.
Then go to Bitbucket, yeah. And go to Data API. And go to this types.graphql. Just go to types.graphql. Yeah. So this is what you'll have to edit, right? And you should do it on your own local computer and make the changes in staging branch, right?
Okay.
And then once you commit to it, the staging server will automatically have the updates, right?
Okay.
But once you commit, right, do look at the pipeline to see whether it succeeded or failed, right? You see on the left side, there is this pipeline. So when you commit, you will see that this pipeline will show you the output. Yeah, what happened to your commit. So like you just click on one of the commits, like invite user DB, you click on this one from Harshit, the one above, yeah, this one. So you see on the right side, the 1 minute 2 seconds thing, right? The cat script do deploy. Can you click on that?
Where this?
The second line in the build on the black area, right, on the right side, the second line. Can you click on that? At the bottom, just go below. So you see, it will not show any errors here. You just go down, down, down. It will show you that it all succeeded. So no errors. If no errors, then it's all fine. But when you commit, and if there's an error, then the schema will not change.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go back to that schema itself, right, in the source. So the thing, there's only one new field that you need. And that new field you need inside user feed. There's a model called user feed. Yeah, right. In the user feed, actually you don't even need probably just search for user feed. Search for user feed. Yeah, and then space.
Space.
Yeah, and just and then @model. This is the one. Yeah, just scroll down a little bit. So does it have any parent field in the user?
No, no parent.
There is no parent. Is there any child in this? If there is no parent, then there will be no child. Yeah, let's just child trainings. No, that we don't need. So yeah, it's basically like child trainings, right? Can you just go down a little bit, Is there any child steps or something? Um, the
Child
parent steps
steps.
and child steps. So yeah, so these basically child steps and parent steps. You have to do something like this: child step and parent step, right? So similar to that, you have to create something like child group and
I think
parent.
that should be done in learning squad model,
Yeah,
I guess.
probably it makes more sense to change in the learning squad. Can you see? Can you search for learning squad? Um, yeah,
It's a
that
model.
makes sense. Ashul. Yeah, there is a model called learning squad. Learning squad.
Learning squad.
Squad. Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. Learning squad. You're correct. So this one, right? Does it have a parent field here somewhere?
Parent. I think there's no
No,
such
right.
field.
There's no such field. So basically, we need a parent and child field in this.
Yeah, it would be having a field for
Original,
user feed, I guess, but I don't
not
remember the
uh,
actual field name.
correct. So it doesn't have it doesn't have a field for the
It should
parent.
be like feed item or something like that,
Yeah, yeah.
or
It has
distributed.
the
No,
feed
no,
item. So
it's
it has it should have a relationship with the user feed.
yeah, yeah. Actually, it has a request feed. Yeah, this one is that the
There's
request
a
feed.
yeah, the request feed is there, right? Which is the user created feed item, and then from there the squad is
Hmm.
there, like, and then this has the member.
Yeah, the parent feed for squad. The feed containing the squad is request feed.
Correct. Correct. So now we want another level of hierarchy where we are saying that okay, this group has a parent group, right? So that itself, we want to keep it. Yeah, let's keep it here in the learning squad. Yeah. So let's just create a field here called a parent squad and a child squad. So child squad can have only one parent squad.
Hmm.
So any squad can have only one parent squad, but can have many child squads, right? So you will see that the schema would be there. This would be a common kind of a schema where there's one parent and then multiple children for a particular model, and then it refers to itself in that case for parent and child relationship. So that's what you have to change, Sushant, and you will see that kind of one to many relationship defined in many different models. This parent-child relationship. So you'll have to be a bit careful about defining that, because if you make changes to the one to many relationship, right, the deployment causes schema to go bad. So it's best to try to get it right the first time. So if you see this, just go to the user feed. Just go to user feed a little bit up. User feed. Um, Okay, here you see child and parent relationship. You just go down a little bit. I think there was one child and parent relationship here, which was very clear. Yeah, child step and parent steps, right? Yeah, but in this case, it's like it can have many child and it can have many parents as well. So you see this square bracket exclamation is something saying that child step is an array of learning plan steps.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
It must require more.
It's like an array. So like it like multiple relationship. With parent, right? It should be just without this square. For the squad, this parent-child that we are trying to create. But again, the this thing should be in such a way that yeah, I think that's something that we'll have to probably try a bit and see how it comes out. Right? Basically, the relationship name should be same for the parent and child. I don't know why it's different over here, but it should be same for the parent and child relationship. Um, and yeah,
Actually, this is not a self relationship.
it's not a
There
self
is
relationship.
relationship
Right.
for learning.
Yeah. It's not a self relationship. But in this case,
Yeah,
for
the self
the place
relationship is
where we are
like
creating
in distributed feed, I guess.
distributed feed, yeah. Oh yeah. That will have. So why not for this schema change? Can you and Arshul collaborate a little bit because Arshul has done this before? So it would be also faster to learn that way rather than reading like 10 documentation files about GraphQL and schemas and all. So if both of you could kind of work together to change the schema to introduce that parent-child relationship in the squad, then after that the changes to the resources API could be done by Sushant himself. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. So okay, guys. So yeah. Great. Let's catch up again tomorrow then. Yeah.
Okay. Same time, right?
Good. Same time. Yeah. It's not always so big. It's not so long catch up. Typically, it's like 15-20 minutes. But if there is a need for any knowledge sharing, then we'll have such sessions. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Great. Thanks, Sushant, and thanks, Ashil, for joining.
Okay. So right now I have to focus on this task, right?
Okay.
289.
Yeah. This is the task you have.
Okay. Thanks you.
Okay. Cheers, guys.
Okay. Bye. Good night.
Bye. Good night.